Is okay?
Hello and welcome to our little podcast studio. We're gonna talk about all the crazy important topics around here.
Why are you sitting a little lower than me?
Because my balls are too heavy and they pull me down.
Okay, we are here to talk about the newest car on the grid, on the drift grid. Toyota Supra
A90.
A90, yeah. Mark 5.
Yeah.
Of course. It is a great looking car.
Yeah, so we are starting from the pluses. Many of the, let's say, Drift Masters drivers, because we are mostly focused on the Mac series, are getting into this chassis. One of them is the champion from 2 years ago, Peter Vincek.
3 years ago.
And 3 years ago, yeah. He switched his S15 for this Supra, and there are also other drivers.
That mistake.
Yeah, he made that mistake.
And what? But Freddy Asbel also has one A80.
Yeah, but
A80, A90 because
I think that when it comes to him, it's an upgrade from the Corolla.
yeah, he had a worse car than Supra is. Okay, but what? We'll talk about pluses and minuses.
Pros and cons.
Yeah, pros and cons, advantages and disadvantages of Supra. One side will be bigger than other. Quickly, we'll go to pluses. What's good about A90?
It looks good
Yeah.
when it comes to downsides of the car. So yeah, we may be joking that this is the only plus of the car, but it has more. One of them also is that it is a fresh chassis, and this is
you could bring a whole new car straight from the factory,
yeah.
and you can prepare everything as you want and how you want. And it's important because okay, you can take one as chassis car and what you have to do whole bodywork, and you have to race with your rust on your car.
And I think that this is one of the most important factors why they decide to go
But
with Supra.
GR86 are also
Yeah, there are a few of them too.
okay. We have two pluses. First one is for me bigger because Supras could look sick with this body. A big wing. I don't know. It is Pandem or something like that. For me, new Supra with good looking body.
Yeah, it's a great looking car. That's
It's
definitely yeah.
You can make something like wow effect when you are, take Supra, new Supra, sunlights,
Can look very good with a good livery, cool wheels, and stuff like that.
Still is something new on the grid.
But
And it's
if there will be like 15 of them on the grid, it will not make this effect.
But now,
Yeah.
it is something new.
In the future,
Okay, we have to change our side. We'll complaining a little bit about.
this chassis and why,
Yeah.
and why we think it's not that great, and why is it?
First thing, which is not the best for me, is sitting position, because of course it's great when we are talking about road driving. Of course, you are sitting on the rear subframe almost, and you can feel anything. But when we are talking about drifting, it's not too good because in drifting, for me,
It's good to sit on the axis of the rotation of the car.
yeah. Because you have to feel everything. When you are sitting on your rear, it's easier to feel the wall behind you. But walls is not so important like transitions. In Driftcar, it doesn't help.
And what even multiplies it is the fact that the new Supra has a super long front end.
Super long. If you are sitting on the rear, you have a long hood in front of you. But after long hood, you have still front bumper and front structure. It also doesn't help.
Especially on the super close transitions.
Yeah, you could feel that. But still, when you are in big angle, it is really hard to feel good when you are coming from big angle, from few meters, and you have to, if you want to be on him on the next corner.
Yeah, to cut behind the car in front and
Yeah.
do it precisely. It's a lot easier when you
See it like in E46, E36 or S chassis. But S13 is not the best for me.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, because you had similar feelings when you sat in one of those.
Okay, and when we are talking about front,
Yeah.
in front we have also steering system or steering loop kit.
And the geometry of it.
Yeah. Almost everyone who is big in this part of drift company or something like that, everyone has their own kit. But okay, we are focusing about white fab because it is the most popular.
Yeah.
Even if you have white fab, still you could have problems with driving.
Why is that?
Because of stupidness of Supra.
Yeah.
In Supras, there is a small problem with camber because you couldn't relocate enough your strap towers. They are too close to the center of the front.
Yeah. Even after relocating the top mounts of the
It's
shocks,
still not enough.
it is not enough, and the camber is around
7 degrees.
minus 7 degrees. Yeah.
And in E46 or S15s or S chassis is around 4. This is creating problem with how wheel looks when you are drifting. Because in S chassis, your wheel, it depends on how much angle you have, but wheel is straight through whole degree of your log. But in Supra, you have positive wheel when you have 60 degrees. In a little bit camber when you have 15.
And it changes the patch of the tire that
Yeah.
has the contact with the asphalts. It varies from...
It produced problems for me because look at the onboards of Peter or even Freddy. They are fighting with Supra.
And it doesn't take place in S chassis.
You could have S15 in full grip setup and still it drives better than Supra.
Yeah, and at such a high level, and we're talking about Drift Masters or Formula Drift, it is fighting with the car and fighting with the handling of the car is not a thing that you want to have to be
You
winning.
shouldn't fight with car because it is the thing what you need when you are driving, when you have 0.0 seconds to react what you see in front of you. And when you have to remember, oh, I'm driving Supra and I have to flick my steering wheel.
You should be thinking about the positioning yourself
How to be
on the track and not
closer.
what to do to do so.
To keep drift because of stupidness of Supra.
Yes.
We'll see how it looks in case of few next years because they will develop for sure. Peter has his own team.
And he has resources to do so.
Freddy also.
Still, it is relatively fresh chassis, so you know, S chassis have been worked on for many years now.
Almost 20 because everything has started.
Yeah, and everything is thought of and easy, and there are ways to do everything to be working fine. I mean, the car itself is good to start with, but it's been thought over by many people for many years. It'll be interesting to see this car develop.
Yeah.
Okay, but we talked about the front end of the car. Let's go to the
Rear. Because car has front and rear. Wow!
I'll tell you how we did this. We took the picture of the car, we looked at it from the side of it, and we thought that if there are front wheels and the car has the front end, there are also rear wheels and it has the rear end.
Yeah.
It is a little tricky when it comes to Supra because there is more on the left if the car is facing the left.
Shut up. Okay. The last factor is rear end. There is no space for.
There is not much of it.
In GRD6 it's the same, but proper drift car has everything on the rear, like coolant, radiator, oil, dry sump reservoir system. Everything is on the rear because obviously of weight on the rear. But in Supra,
there is not much space to fit all this.
yeah, and I've seen one very smart thing in the Papadakis Racing, because they've mounted rear radiator with fans horizontal, and that's could be a thing which could be, you know, very simple, but they could create downward force.
It's also cool
Difference in pressure, you know, downforce here, low pressure here,
high pressure there.
yeah. And Adrian New is a new team member of Papadakis Racing. They had to think about what they mount everything, and there's no space for crash structure, because obviously you have everything on the rear, but you have to have place to crash on the walls.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
In E92, if you have 30 or 40 centimeters, half of meter of safe area, it's easier to feel where you are on the track than in Supra when you are putting too much on the wall.
Yeah,
it could finish not so well.
it is similar when it comes to GT86s.
But GT86s, there's the same amount of place on the front like on the rear. You know, you don't have a long hood and nothing on the rear. And for me, it's better than in Supra.
I mean, it'll definitely be cool to see the car develop, but at this point, it is not the best chassis.
It is not the best, and probably it won't be the best chassis for probably YSWAP V2 kit or something like that. Supra needs, you know, something like big step in whole development process.
Yeah, but if you didn't do so well in the previous seasons and you wanna, you know, get into the fight for the championship, it is a great time to buy an S15, put a high-powered 2JZ inside, and fight with all those guys that bought their Supras now.
Yeah, and for us, this chassis is a good thing in drifting, because, like you said before, there was a good recipe for build S chassis, 2J, and you have everything, white front, white swap rear, and you have everything to compete in every championship on the world. But
it started to get a little boring.
Interested how it will look.
Yeah, it can push the development of the whole sport forward.
Yeah, and whole knowledge will be bigger because of these problems with Supras. Yeah. And that's end of our deep analysis of Supra.
For more such complex and thought out deep analysis of all the technical stuff explained,
we are the only one who can tell something about drifting, especially when we are driving only on the simulator.
Yes, follow us and subscribe to the channel, and you'll know everything you need to know, and that is nothing.
Peace.
Peace.